I hate New Age music. I think it's vapid. I think it's uninspired, dull, repetitive. All this echoey flute and synth and harp is my idea of true hell. My partner Yulia, on the other hand, she loves it. And she listens to it. It helps her fall asleep and meditate. Why do I care about this so much? You might be asking, because I'm a composer myself. And I like music that is not that. Music that is intense, music that is funny, challenging. I like music that makes me listen to it intently. If you were to listen to my music, you could never fall asleep. And if you did, you would have very weird nightmares. Yulia and I, we have twin daughters, and they don't want to listen to my music because I'm not famous enough. To them, being famous is having at least 1 million views on YouTube. And with my following, I get like 7 cents from Spotify per year. When they were babies, it took us forever to put them to sleep. We had to rock them in this baby carrier for a long time. And then when their eyes go lazy, we would unhook the carrier and then place them in a crib in a motion that felt like diffusing a bomb. If one wrong move and the baby would explode in crying, wake the other baby, and then everybody's crying, and then we have to start the whole process all over again. And then you rock and you rock. And then telepathically, you're begging this baby to go the fuck to sleep. And the baby just stares back at you, eyes wide open. And we had to do it for 2 naps and a night's sleep, over and over again. Nothing worked. We tried everything. We tried sounds of rain, wind chimes. Then, one day, Yulia puts on this record of, you guessed it, New Age music. And it's atrocious. It has these tracks like Floating to Forever and Water Falling for You. And what are you talking about? The moment I hear it floating to forever, I sense my gag reflex coming on. But wouldn't you know it, they go to sleep. It works like magic. It's very clear to me that they've inherited Yulia's taste in music. And I'm ecstatic. Finally, they're asleep. But soon, my excitement turns to despair when I realize that I'm going to have to listen to this crap for over and over again for the foreseeable future. So I rock the baby, and at first I try to keep things interesting. Like, I would criticize this music in my head. Like, oh, no, 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 Daddy doesn't like it. Bad harmony, bad colors, bad continuity. We don't like that. Okay, and then I got really bored of doing that, and I just tried to tune it out, but it was impossible because it just followed me around. And then it just started losing its effect, like any drug, after a while. And so if they were gone by track number 5, now it would get to track number 12 and start all over again. exasperated. I was ready to just shut the door and cry them out. Now, for those of you who are blessed with not having children, cry it out is a technique whereby you leave the baby alone in the room and it cries itself to sleep. Meanwhile, you, the parent, shut your ears and pretend you're not hearing the sound of a pig being slaughtered with a dull knife. According to the majority of mommies in online forums, the cry it out technique was guaranteed to damage your baby for the rest of her life. I get that. But what if I am damaged from listening to this god-awful flute? And so we decided, no crying out, we'll just keep rocking them for as long as it takes. And I just kept rocking, and I kept listening to this music, and it just was following me around wherever I went. I go to sleep, New Age flute. I wake up, New Age flute. And harp, and synth, and it just never stops. But over time, I was beginning to develop an immunity to it, even looking forward to some of the tracks. Then, one day, something truly miraculous happened. I was rocking the baby and listening so intently that I forgot to put the baby into the crib. I was enjoying it. I was soaking up every sound of that flute, loving the harmony, loving the continuity, loving the harmony and colors. Everything I used to hate about it, I now loved. I felt that it was without a doubt the most genius music ever conceived. I was happy. I was at peace with myself. Even my own music was becoming less intense. Why did I fall in love with this record? I really don't know. Even now, 12 years later, I can recall and consciously play whole stretches of it in my head. I mean, I still hate New Age music, but that record is the exception. My girls, they are teenagers now, and they seem all right, not damaged, and neither am I, as far as I know. Thank you.